Hey guys, Doug B here. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. Hey, do you remember a couple weeks ago when I was talking about the TMP guide? Well, I recently had a chat with Peyton, the developer, and I learned a few things. One of the things that I said was that the model cards in TMP guide had not the same amount of information that's in the Fender model guide. Peyton said the information is the same in both places, so my bad. We also talked about the AI engine being used and how I was able to come up with a better Jan Ackerman preset based on knowledge that I had, plus the research that I had recently done on Jan Ackerman. Peyton said that the problem is that there is not a single source of knowledge when it comes to getting information about artists. There's a lot of information on the internet, but sometimes it's contradictory or conflicting. Then he said, that's what the feedback section on the Tone Builder is for. By providing feedback on the Tone Builder, users can help the system learn and improve its responses over time. Now, I was not aware of this feature, and Peyton said that it's below the Tone Builder preset output section. After you ask the Tone Builder for its recommendations, it gives you a suggested preset layout. Below the suggested preset, you'll find the feedback section where you can rate it from 1, which, not very helpful, all the way up to 10, very helpful. Below that, there's a section where you can leave notes on your experience. This info is used to help fine-tune the Tone Builder. So if enough of us use this and gave Tone Builder constructive criticism, we in turn would get much better suggested layouts in the future. Now, I'll admit that I had my misgivings about AI because of my boomer tendencies. Basically, it's not the way that I learned how to do things, and at first it just felt wrong. But then I started thinking about it and thinking how progress has happened in this country over the past 200 years, a lot of times where people were basically pushing back against that progress. For example, in 1830, railroads were powered by horses. I did not know that. But then the steam-powered locomotive came along and companies switched over from horsepower to train power. However, people still got around using horses and horse-drawn carriages. By the turn of the 20th century, there were 21 million horses in the United States and only 4,000 cars. But by 1915, the carriage industry had been decidedly overtaken by the automotive industry. Fast forward to 1981, IBM introduced the first PC, or personal computer. 3 years after that, in 1984, Apple introduced the Macintosh. Now at that time, I was going to college learning how to program mainframe computers for businesses. Now I wanted to go up to the computer store at the mall. We didn't have Apple Store or anything like that back then, but I wanted to go to the computer store because I heard that they had a Macintosh in stock and I wanted to see what it was like. So I took the sound man for our band with me and we went and checked it out. Now, I messed around with it for a little while, and then I asked my buddy to try it. Now at the time, the Mac only had 2 apps, Note, which was a word processor, and Paint, which was an art program. Well, my buddy sat down and within 15 minutes, he had figured out how to use the Macintosh all by himself. He didn't ask anybody for any help. Right then, I knew that a major change was happening. If my buddy could figure out how to use a computer, anyone could figure out how to use a computer. Now we have the Tone Master Pro, which bridges the gap between using old school amps and pedals and using a computer. Lots of folks like my buddy can figure out how to use it, and for many of them, this is their first introduction into using a computer. And now we have AI. Now, I'm not going to lie, I still do have some misgivings about AI, but I look at it this way. I can be like those people at the turn of the 20th century who insisted on using horses when cars were coming out, or I can learn how to use AI to my advantage. You know, I think I'd rather learn how to use AI to my advantage. But I want to have some fun with AI in the tone builder. So I want to do some Doug versus AI tests to see who can come up with the better presets. Now, of course, Tone Builder can't actually create our presets yet, but I have no doubt that that functionality will be available in the not too distant future. In the meantime, we'll have to use Tone Builder's suggestions on how to build a preset, but it provides an awful lot of good information. You might remember that I challenged Tone Builder to create a preset based on Jan Ackerman's early 1970s guitar tone. I also created my own handmade Jan Ackerman preset. Now, I've uploaded both of those presets to the cloud. All you have to do is search on Jan Ackerman, and that's spelled Jan, and you should find them with no problem. I've been getting more requests for creating presets based on famous guitarist tone, so I figured I would combine that with the Doug versus AI idea. This week, I'm challenging Tone Builder to come up with Eric Clapton's Woman Tone. Sunshine of Your Love is one of the best examples of Clapton using the woman tone, but he used it a lot during Cream's career. For example, it is all over the Disraeli Gears album. Now, one of the tricky things about the woman tone is that the guitar plays just as an important part as the preset does to get it right. To get the best results, you need either a Gibson SG or a Les Paul because of how the controls are laid out. Depending on the video you see or the interview you read, the woman tone was created on the SG, which is the guitar that Clapton was mainly using at that time. You'd roll the tone knob down all the way on whichever pickup you were using, and you'd turn the volume up for that pickup full tilt. The amp that Clapton used was usually a JTM 45/100 with all the knobs turned up all the way. Now, because not all tone knobs respond the same way, you should maybe fiddle around with your tone knob, like setting it between 0 and 3 and, season to taste to see where you get the best setting. The goal is to balance a round, vocal-like warmth with enough bite to cut through in the mix. Some players get closer results by using the middle pickup position and then rolling back the volume on the bridge pickup until they get the desired results. So let's watch a video of Eric Clapton in 1968 explaining how he gets the woman tone.
Characteristic of your particular playing is a kind of whining noise usually described as woman tone.
Yeah, let me turn this thing off.
Can you tell us what that is?
The woman tone is produced by using either the bass pickup or the lead pickup, but with all the bass off. And in fact, if you use both pickups, you should take all the bass off on the tone control. That is to turn it down to 1 or O, on the tone control, and then turn the volume full up, and it's supposed to sound like this. The kind of blues I play I started playing was one of accompaniment, of lead accompaniment. So that is quite difficult, There are basic things that you'd have to learn about that style itself, which is the finger vibrato that you have to use, which is like that, which is very important.
Could you just do that again?
Yeah.
My preset is literally stupid simple. At first I tried the British 45, but I wasn't really satisfied with the results. So I switched to the Plexi, which is based on the Marshall 1959 Super Lead 100. Now, I know that some of you amp aficionados are crying foul because the Super Lead 100 is a bit more aggressive, mid-focused, and punchier than the JTM 45/100. But the JTM 45 doesn't sound like the JTM 45/100 either. So the British 45 wasn't going to work for me. That's why I'm using the Plexi. And as you can see, all of the controls are cranked. I'm using the 4x12 British greenback cab, and I'm miking it with the SM57, 1 inch from the cap edge. An interesting thing that I found while doing my research is that there's a pedal made by a company called CLAPTON'S that allows you to create the woman tone without having to make any adjustments to your guitar settings. CLAPTON'S, the woman tone pedal, has 3 controls. Volume, which is the overall level put out by the pedal. Gain, which allows you to create the roar of a driven Plexi. And woman tone. This is more or less a tone control. Turn it up all the way and you get a clear signal. Turn it down all the way and it's like you've completely rolled off the tone knob on your guitar. Now, of course, we can always roll off the tone knob on our guitar, but why do that if it's not necessary? I thought about that for a little while and how I could recreate the functionality of the woman tone pedal on the Tone Master Pro. And then I remembered that we had 5 new parametric EQs added in firmware 1.7. I added the high cut filter in front of the Plexi, and even though I assigned the expression pedal to it, I set the default at 563 Hz just in case you don't have an expression pedal. But if you do have one, you can set it wherever you want it. That way you can use pretty much any guitar. I also added the plate reverb to give it a little room ambience. So that's my preset. Let's see what the AI Tone Builder came up with. The first thing you need to consider is that I spent more than a few hours researching this. Tone Builder came up with its version in a little over a half a minute. Now you can see by looking at the preset layout from AI Tone Builder that its preset is pretty simple as well. But our presets are a bit different. Tone Builder starts off with the vocal wah, which then feeds the British Plexi amp and the 4x12 British greenback cab, and it's mic'd by the SM57 at 1/2 inch from the cap edge. Tone Builder also gave these recommendations. Model matching. The core of this tone is a Marshall 1959 Super Lead Plexi head pushed into power tube saturation, paired with a 4x12 cabinet loaded with Celestian greenbacks. The vocal wah is included to replicate the Vox Clyde McCoy wah, often used in a cocked position to further sculpt the mid-range. Pickup selection. Neck humbucker or bridge humbucker. Recommended guitar. Gibson SG, like the one painted for Eric Clapton by The Fool, or Gibson ES335. The most critical step. Roll your guitar's tone knob all the way to 0. This removes the bite and creates the woman tone. Use the neck pickup for the smoothest, most flute-like lead lines. On the British Plexi model, keep the treble and presence controls very low, like 0 to 2, and crank the volume controls to 8 or higher. If using the vocal wah, find a sweet spot in the middle of the sweep and leave it there to act as a fixed filter for extra nasal honk. Here's what the Tone Builder preset looks like on the Tone Master Pro. Let's give both presets a try to see what they sound like. Okay, first we'll use my preset, and on the guitar I have the volume and the tone controls turned up full tilt, and it sounds something like this. Okay, now this is TMP Guide's Tone Builder preset, and I have rolled off the tone on the neck pickup, and it sounds like this. So, there we have two examples of how the woman tone can be created on the Tone Master Pro. And I will upload both presets to the cloud so that you can try it out. Now, I'll admit that I like my preset better, but I'm probably biased. Drop me some comments down below and I'll add that information to Tone Builder in hopes that it can, use that information for better results in the future. Now, if you have any suggestions for presets that you'd like to see in the Doug vs. AI series, drop me a comment down below and I'll see what I can do. Alrighty then, stay warm, and remember, I told you this was just fake spring. It is cold, cold, cold out there. So stay warm, and I will see you next Wednesday.